Now, taking a look at news out of Martinsville, Virginia, a district judge certified a charge of first-degree murder against a city man on Monday, March the 25th, sending that case to a grand jury. According to the Martinsville Bulletin, at the preliminary hearing, Martinsville General District Court Judge Joan Ziegler found probable cause that 46-year-old Delano Tomas Ross shot and killed 47-year-old Antoine Germain Preston on September the 30th of last year after the two had argued. Now, Martinsville police officer Logan Bowman testified that he responded to a call of shots fired in a vehicle crash. A couple of minutes later, found spent casings in the roadway in an overturned older model pickup truck that appeared to have gone over a guardrail and down a 50 to 60 foot embankment. Bowman said he found one person inside the vehicle who was unconscious, warm to the touch with a faint pulse. He said he tried to free the person from the wreckage but was unable to do so, and by the time the rescue squad arrived, Bowman said he could no longer detect a pulse. Judge Ziegler, reading from the autopsy report, noted Preston, who was the lone occupant of the pickup truck, died of a gunshot wound to the neck. Now, the bulletin said Jasmine Turner was the first person called to the witness stand and said that Preston was in the yard next door to her mother's house on Roundabout Road with 10 to 15 other people when Preston began arguing with Ross. Turner said when they got ready to leave, Preston invited Ross to follow him. 32-year-old Ricardo Ortiz IV said he was a passenger in a 2022 Dodge Challenger he rented from Enterprise Rental in Roanoke, and Ross was driving the vehicle when they went to a store and ended up at a house on Roundabout Road. Now, while Preston and Ross argued outside of the vehicle, Ortiz said he remained in the car. Ortiz said Preston drove off in his truck and Ross got in the Challenger and began following Preston, both traveling at a high rate of speed. Ortiz said he heard gunshots from the car and more gunshots after the two vehicles passed through a tunnel under a railroad bridge on Fayette Street. Now, it was just past the tunnel where Preston's truck went over the guardrail and then down an embankment. After the incident, Ortiz said he took the vehicle back to Roanoke when it was returned to Enterprise Rental. Martinsville investigator Harley Durham said he processed the scene where Preston was found and determined that all of the casings in the road were from the same caliber weapon. Martinsville Commonwealth's attorney Andrew Nestor introduced photographs as exhibits showing multiple bullet holes in Preston's truck. Investigator Durham said he found no shell casings or gun in the truck. Now, a public defender represented Ross and asked Ziegler to dismiss charges of possession or transportation of a weapon by a violent felon and possession of ammunition by a felon because the prosecution had failed to attach the record of any prior felonies by Ross. Judge Ziegler dismissed the charges of possession but denied a motion to dismiss the first-degree murder charge. She certified the remaining charges. Now, in addition to murder, Ross is also charged with shooting a firearm from a vehicle, use of a firearm in the commission of a felony, maliciously shoot at a vehicle, and reckless handling of a firearm. A second man, Ricardo Ortiz IV, was indicted by a Martinsville grand jury on February the 12th on the same charges as Ross. He's due to be arraigned in Martinsville Circuit Court. That will be on May the 21st. More details about the case can be found by picking up a copy of the Martinsville Bulletin or going to martinsvillebulletin.com.